Welcome back, everyone. Another week, another episode.
So exciting.
We are so excited for today's episode. We're back on a more serious note.
Yeah.
Talking about tips and tricks.
Yeah, 100%. But before we jump into that, we have decided we want to add in a cute little segment around goal setting. So basically is every week we want to set a goal for ourselves and then basically give feedback the next week on how that went, and also a really good way for us to keep ourselves accountable.
Exactly, because we're streaming it out into the world.
Exactly. But we want you to do the same, because at the end of the day, it's all about like mindset, right? So set a goal for yourself every week, and then by like same time next week, reflect on it, see where you can improve. And at the end of the day, like I'm very much one of those people who a goal or a dream just seems so big, but then if you just break it down into little little steps, then it becomes so much easier.
Exactly, so much easier to achieve.
Yeah, 100%. So if you just give yourself like a little bite-sized goal for every week, at the end of the day, like it's going to build up and it's going to turn into something. So yes, basically my goal for this week is to firstly get healthy again, because as you can hear, I sound like a piece of shit. And then I just want to start creating more content because I'm really bad with that. So I need to prioritize consistency, getting some content out there, filming in advance. Yes, basically.
Beautiful.
And you? Tell me about your goal for the week.
My goal for this week is actually something the total opposite of what you just put out there. And that's just to take a break from social media this week and rest.
Sounds lovely. I wish I was you.
Yeah, we're going away for a week and I just need to take a break.
Fair enough, 100%.
Come back re-energized, filled up.
I'm a little bit jealous.
It's a good reminder though that that can also be a goal.
Yes, 100%. You need to rest, 100%. Yeah, see, maybe I should rest as well, because I'm sick.
You already put it out there, so now you can't take it back.
That's it.
Let's jump right into this week's topic.
Yes, please.
We're speaking about perfectionism, how it can affect every area of our lives, and how to just be better with it.
Yes, I love that.
Because we both really need some help sometimes.
We're perfectionists. We need a good reminder that I need to stop saying this, but it's not that deep.
No, it's not that deep, and that I think we're going to speak about very important reminders.
Yeah, 100%.
This week on our episode, and about what we needed to hear. Actually, what we still need to hear.
I need this episode today. It's not just you guys, it's for me.
It's for us as well.
Technically,
absolutely.
Just for us.
Yeah. I'll jump right in and talk about the first area of life that we feel is really, it affects me a lot, and you as well, which is our work and career. And when we were planning this episode and talking about everything that we want to speak about, I realized specifically that I'm a perfectionist in basically my work, and the rest of my life not so much. There's like obviously a few things that I can definitely relate with to and feel, but I'm very, very intense with my work and my job. I need to feel completely in control and be very happy with what I put out there. But I think it's just part of doing your own thing. Might be that you put so much pressure on yourself, because if you fail, it just feels like a bigger deal almost. And I know it's my name directly literally painted across every piece I launch. It's like literally all over. But so that's really tough sometimes, especially with fashion things. I have such a clear vision of what I want. So if it seems out of place, if it just doesn't sit right, like every single thing, and most people don't notice it. Actually, literally everyone else doesn't notice it. But I'll be like, oh, that sits horribly on you.
Yeah. No, 100%. I think even for me I am a perfectionist in a lot of aspects of my life. And I haven't really, I must say, I haven't really reflected on which aspects, but my career is definitely the biggest. I have such a, and that's at the end of the day what perfectionism is, or not perfectionism is, procrastination is a fear of failure, because in your head you know you won't be able to get it as perfect as you want it to, right? And I really, really struggle with that, because I'm such a perfectionist that I procrastinate so badly because I'm so scared at the end of the day that I won't be able to get the results that I really want.
Exactly.
Even though, like, it's, because that's just stupid. So my career is definitely the biggest one.
Yeah.
Is just picking the logo of my business. Oh my goodness, that took me forever, because I was such a perfectionist with it. And at the end of the day, I legit just said, I'm done. Everyone, like, some of my graphic design friends said, this is horrible, and I was like, you know what?
It is what it is.
It is what it is. It's done. I'll do a rebrand in like a year and a half.
Yeah.
At least I just need to get this out, because I'm wasting too much time and procrastinating, just because I'm so stuck on this one little detail.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think it's so, I think in every aspect, in everyone's career, when you're passionate about something, you just want it to be perfect.
You want it to be perfect, 100%. And especially, it's the same thing as with the logo, is perfectionism is almost, it affects your creativity. You can't be as creative if you're trying to, like, get it to be perfect, right? Because art is not... It's never perfect.
And you need to give yourself that free rein to just
exactly
go.
To create, 100%. So you're basically just limiting yourself in terms of creativity when you're trying to be a perfectionist. So I think it's a good reminder for both of us.
Note that down.
Yeah.
Another area that perfectionism definitely influences is our relationship with people, whether it's being a friend to someone, a girlfriend, a wife, a partner, and wanting to be the perfect whoever to that person, or to a friend or friend group, and it's a lot to put on yourself, because it's a very unrealistic expectation.
It is so much pressure that you're putting on yourself. 100%. Even for me in my relationships, I've always felt like, I used to always try and be the perfect friend and the perfect partner and whatever it may be, you know, the perfect daughter and etc, etc. But at the end of the day, when I know I don't have the capacity to be that person, then I just stop completely. So like I withdraw completely, because I'm so scared, because I know I'm not being the perfect friend or sister or partner or daughter or whatever it may be. So it's very important to just find a balance in that sense, is like have grace with yourself firstly, and then secondly, just, you know, those people love you.
Exactly.
So like,
calm down.
If your cup isn't full, stop forcing it, type of thing, because then you're just trying too hard. But then, I don't know how to say this, just
be yourself, actually.
Be yourself.
The thing is,
rest when you need a rest. Give when you have something to give, type of thing. But stop putting so much pressure on yourself.
And the thing is, especially when it comes to romantic relationships, like that person is choosing you whether you are the perfect partner or not. And you go through seasons where you're going to be, be able to give 100% to that person. And you're going to go through seasons where you're literally just not going to be able to give 100% because you are not, your cup isn't full, like you said. And that is okay. Like, that's just a season and you're going to get through it. The person should choose you for it.
No, definitely. Our loved ones have grace with us, just like we have grace with them. So we should just have grace with ourselves.
Exactly.
I feel like we also limit ourselves a lot in terms of personal growth when we're trying to be a perfectionist, or when we are a perfectionist, right? Because you don't feel like you're good enough, you don't feel like you're doing enough, and then at the end of the day it kind of just turns into like negative thoughts, negative like views and expectations of yourself.
The expectation you put on yourself, and with personal growth, it can literally paralyze you and not wanting to do anything, literally 100%. Nothing, and that's keeping you back from doing any personal growth at all.
You're just limiting yourself in terms of all your dreams and achieving anything. You need to find the balance in terms of striving for excellence and perfectionism, because those are two different things, right? Striving for excellence is basically just doing everything that you can, but at the same time having grace with yourself. But at the end of the day, the more you do, right, it's like practice makes perfect, is the more you do, the better you're going to get. Where perfectionism is just going to turn into either procrastination or negative thoughts about yourself because you constantly feel like you're not enough, whatever. It's imposter syndrome at the end of the day.
But excellence does include that you have failed, that you have learned lessons, you've learned hard lessons, you've grown from it, and you keep on going.
At the end of the day, it's all about growth.
Exactly, and you become better and better. And I think the beauty of striving for excellence is everyone's level of excellence, and what that looks like for you is so different. Like
100%.
In my career, in my relationship, in my life, it looks so much different than yours. And that's actually so beautiful to think, because then you can't compare yourself to anyone else and your achievements or your excellence to anyone else, because it looks different in your life, in the opportunities you've been given, in the talents you've been given, everything, literally every single part of your life, it's going to look different.
Your goals are going to be different at the end of the day. I mean, even just like linking that back to our goal setting that we did in the beginning of the episode, is the fact that you're setting rest as a goal. A lot of people would never consider that, because what are you even saying? What are you talking about? You know what I mean? So there is so much beauty in that. We don't all have to strive for the same thing. We don't all have to strive for the same goal or have the same goal in mind and the same idea of what success is and what excellence is we're all on our own journeys, and let's just stop comparing ourselves to one another. And your level of excellence, my level of excellence, two different things. And that's fine.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, the reality of perfectionism is that it's firstly just holding you back, because you are spending so much time before you take action because you're procrastinating, right? So you're procrastinating doing the work because you're scared of the fact that it's not going to be perfect, which it's not going to be perfect. So that doesn't even help you. Yeah, exactly. And that is basically just a fear of failure, right? You're just delaying all your projects, you're delaying your dreams, you're delaying your goals. And that's exactly what I did. I did that with my business for 2 months because I was just so scared, right?
I actually do that, yeah.
And I'm glad we kept each other accountable with running businesses, because otherwise we probably would have done the same, right?
Exactly that, yeah.
Don't let the fear of something not being perfect hold you back, because it's not going to be perfect. So the more you do, the better you're going to get at it. Yeah.
But I also just think that when striving for something that's impossible, you're going to work yourself, I don't want to say to death, but metaphorically to death. And I have had people in my life who from burnout land up in hospital, land up very sick, and that's why I'm a goal being to rest this week is in prevention of that. I just think to have grace with yourself, like you said earlier.
At the end of the day, it's the same as personal relationships where if my cup is not full, I can't pour into your cup, right? So if my cup is not full, I technically can't pour into my business, pour into my clients, pour into, new projects, creativity, because I'm not creative. I'm burnt out because I'm tired. So you need to also fill your cup at the same time. So just give yourself some grace. Not saying don't do your best and put everything you are into the business. That's not what I'm saying. Do that, but also take time to rest, take time to look after yourself, do things that are fun, do things that fill up your cup, spend time with people that you love, type of thing. Yeah.
And I think it's important to just change your mindset on it, just to shift your mindset. Actually, it sounds like such a stupid duh, but but just view it differently. So something I've had to learn through my business is literally every launch is rather done than perfect. I need to tick it off because it's never going to be perfect.
It's never going to be. There's always going to be something that you can do better.
Exactly. Yeah. And also on the level my business is at the moment, I'm sure if in 30 years, you've worked on it for so long and you've put all the systems in place that it's going to be near perfect. It still won't be perfect. Yeah. But I'm 2 years in, it's not going to be even near perfect. So if I'm just too scared to ever do it or to ever launch something because I'm not ready, I'm never going to learn what people like. I'm never going to learn what I can do better. So I've had to, it's a hard lesson to learn.
Like I said earlier, the more you do, the better you're going to get at it.
Exactly.
So the more collections you launch, like in 5 years, comparing those collections to the collections that you have now, it's going to be mind-blowing because you're going to be like, oh my goodness.
What was I thinking?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But even with our podcast, we had to at a point come and like, it's not perfect at all. It's not, you know, but...
It's not going to be perfect.
No.
Your first few are never going to be perfect.
Yeah. And if we don't put it out there, we can't learn, we can't grow, we can't see what works for people, because that's something we actually talked about in the beginning. We're like, we can record 1,000 episodes of things we want to hear, but what does the audience want to hear? And if you don't put things out there that are imperfect, we're never going to learn what you guys like, what people want to hear, what we like talking about, what's easy to film, what's not easy to film. Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
And I think we'd like to encourage you guys with a few things that you can apply in your everyday, or maybe you're chasing a new goal or whatever it may be. And one of the things I would really advise is to create bite-sized goals or achievable goals, things that you know is achievable regardless of what everyone else says, regardless of the perfection behind it. What is achievable for you in your space, in your time, in like what you have accessible now. I
completely agree, and I think at the end of the day it's just setting, I mean, bite-sized goals are just smaller goals, so it's just breaking up your end goal into smaller little deadlines.
I think the second thing I would encourage is to take messy action, if you can frame it like that. It doesn't just go into it. This podcast literally started that way, in a messy action, you know, in the whirlwind of life, in a whirlwind of our businesses, just doing our best that we could, and we started, and even like our launch week wasn't perfect.
We'll tell that story one day, guys.
A bunch of things weren't perfect, but after we had taken the messy action, it was such a beautiful reaction we got from people, and like to this day we are just getting positive feedback, and obviously constructive feedback as well, which is great, and we learned a lot, and we're still learning a lot, but I don't think one of us regret taking that messy action.
No, 100%. And I think I'm grateful for the fact, so obviously we'll tell this story at some point in time, but we were kind of forced into a launch by accident. And without that, we probably would have delayed the launch like another few weeks, etc. So I'm grateful that we were kind of forced into that at the same time, because I mean, here we are now, where I think we probably would have only launched at this point in time.
Probably.
Because we were delaying, we were so scared. And we wanted it to be perfect. Like, I edited the first episode I think like 20 times, not the second episode, well, both of them actually, just to make sure, like, is it perfect, is it this, is it that, you know? So just messy action, just go for it, just put it out there, just post it, just start that project, just go for that run, just like, you know, there's so many things, just do it. 100%. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect, so just do it. And then I think the last tip that I have is, well, it kind of has two sides to it, is firstly celebrating the small wins.
Absolutely.
And like I said in last week's episode, is just celebrate everything. Celebrate the big things, celebrate the small things. Life's too short.
We need to enjoy it and romanticize it.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then the second point is to let go of external validation, of that like need for external validation, because you need to be able to trust yourself as well and know that you put the work in, you did everything you could. Put it out there in the world. Of course, like, that's what we want. We all strive for everyone to love what we create and like be super, or go super viral and whatever it may be, you know. But at the end of the day, you don't have control over that. So don't get consumed by that, if that makes sense. No,
I agree. I think we're going to end off this episode with opening up a few questions to you guys as our audience. We would love to have open, like, a discussion obviously we are sharing our knowledge and our tips and everything we know, but we're not the only people to go through things or to have opinions, and so we'd love to hear what you guys have to say, because it also helps us grow and us learn through your different opinions, especially people in different phases of life or different careers. Let's open up a few questions and you can get some feedback on it.
100%. We also just want you to be able to reflect on these questions and kind of like think about it, so we can all kind of like grow together and like build that community, right? So the first question I have for you guys is, what do you feel like is one thing that, or one goal or one dream that you're just holding back, you're just limiting yourself because of your fear of failure, because you know that like you're not going to be perfect at the end of the day, like the end goal is never going to be perfect. So what is that thing for you?
Oh, that's a deep question. I might have to go think about that before. I'll answer in the comments as well.
Okay, cool.
And my question to you would be, in what area of your life does perfectionism play the biggest role?
Ooh,
what hold does it have on you? Like, what area?
That's a very good question.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Okay, and then also, if you have any tips and tricks for like dealing with perfectionism, or somewhere that you felt like you were being a perfectionist and then you implemented something specific which changed your life, please let us know.
Just add to our advice. Maybe we can
that helps. Maybe that changes our lives as well.
Possibly.
But thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for tuning in. It was lovely having you here.
100%. And we hope you have a lovely week, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.